I'm here at school and it is Friday, August 14th. I am finishing up the day. I have been here all week and we've been in lots of meetings just kind of discussing what our schedule is going to look like. We will be coming in person for 4 days. So 2 days on Monday and Tuesday will be Group A, then Wednesday is a remote day, and then Group B comes Thursday and Friday. So we've just been meeting and discussing how that might look. I have been gathering lots of paperwork, all those things that we have to do when we're starting school. I've also been preparing for a non-traditional open house. So this year we can't have a large gathering for parents and students to come. So next week we're going to be meeting with our families, scheduled them. They are scheduled to come in for a day and time to come in, take a tour of the classroom, ask any questions, and pick up materials. So I have been working on that and I wanted to share with you some of the things that I've put together. So first of all, I have a schedule. I'm not going to show you the schedule, but I do have a list of all my families, and I color coded, you know, who's coming in on what day. So we have Monday through Friday, and I just kind of went and colored all Monday people pink, all Tuesday people blue, just for me. So this is just a reminder to me who's coming, what day, and what time. I'm pretty full on Monday, but Tuesday really full. I'm giving each family about 1 hour. I don't think it'll take 1 hour, but I'm giving about 1 hour per family. I also have the traditional sheets that we always have at open house. How is your child getting home? And just a welcome and a sign in, which will have to go to the office. So I've got those things already ready to go. I've got some pens over here. Now, I did make myself, because this year, this open house is like no other, and I wanted to make sure that I covered all my bases. So I made myself a schedule that I can kind of just glance and see, okay, make sure that I've covered all this. So welcome and sign in. The first thing I'm gonna do with them is I'm just gonna talk about in class, take them for a tour, talk about how things might look this school year that will be different from last school year, and just what arrival and dismissal will look like. So that will be what I want to cover first, and then I'm going to give them their paperwork. So some people like to have their families fill out the paperwork right then and they have it. I'm not so much a fan of that, because it is lengthy, and then if you have siblings and little kids here and it takes a long time, I just prefer to, I want to pack everything in a little folder. I usually use a manila envelope. This year I went to Walmart, got these folders for 15 cents. I'm holding it backwards because my student's name is on the front. However, I think this is really handy because inside I have packed everything they're going to keep at home. I even found some extra pens that no one had used. And then this is all the paperwork that they need to fill out and return on their child's first day of school. I just find this works better for me, and I think too for parents, they can just put everything right back in here and I will tell them this is yours to keep. One thing I've included is my classroom information. I guess you call it like a brochure, just information. And my new assistant this year was able to find some colored paper, so that was kind of nifty. I liked that. All students are going to get 5 masks. That has been given by the governor. So this is going to be the folder that I'm sending with the families. So that will be the next thing on the agenda, and I've got one for each student. And then the next thing on the list says virtual information. I've got a slideshow that's just going to discuss what students are going to be doing when they're at home, and how they can navigate that. So that will be the next thing. And then finally, just a closure. I'm going to see if they have any questions. I'm sure they're going to be shooting out a lot of questions as we go along, but if there's anything else that we've not covered or I've not answered. And then I'm going to give each student a treat bag. On the front of this, it says welcome to first grade and then the student's name. And I kind of went big this year since, you know, we've not had students for several months and they've been out of school, and normally I just give them like a blow pop sucker, but I went to a little store called the Dollar General. I like to say DG, and I got some different little prizes. I did get the blow pop suckers, and I just wanted them to have a little treat bag, something a little bit extra special, because this is going to be a very challenging and different school year. So I've got everything ready to go, and I think I've got all my desks at approximately 6 feet distance. I will kind of just shift around here. So yeah, that's 6 feet. 6 feet of distance is it takes up a lot of space. I decided not to put my rug out this year. I'm not going to do that. And I feel good about what I've done so far. I've gotten my bulletin board up. I've gotten each space in my room sort of organized and cleaned. And I even went to Walmart and bought some new, you know, cloth. I really like to just kind of cover spaces with some cloth, and I just keep going with this dot theme. However, they didn't have any black and white, so I got blue and white. So, well, I'm going to go on my run now. When I'm at school, one of my summer schedule activities was to run, of course, but I was running at my church. If you watch that video, you know I would go to my church and run where I had an indoor cool space. So when I'm at school, I do have a little running space here. Normally, especially on Fridays, everyone's out early, they're gone. So I'm gonna do a little running before I head out. And as I'm going out this weekend, I'm going to take all of my planning folders for things that I would normally do at the beginning of the year. I'm also gonna take my plan book from last year and just kind of browse through it and see what kind of activities that I did with my students last year at the beginning of school, and how I may have to adapt or change those things. One thing for sure I'm having to really think through is playing games, using whiteboards. So if we play games, normally, again, things are community. We share, we trade, we pass. We have baggies of colored chips for games, and I'm probably just gonna end up giving each child their own game bag with dice and chips, so that way they can just pull it out when we're playing a bingo game, number bingo or alphabet bingo. It's a lot to think about, a lot of things that you do as a group, and again, as a community, you share things. We're not going to be doing that. So have to kind of pre-think, and I'm going to look back over all the things I did last year to see what I can do this year, or what I want to do that I might have to change or adapt. So I will keep you posted on my planning strategies and what I'm doing in this new school year with all of the changes for the COVID-19 situation. So, all right, until next time, as always, have a good one. Hey, I'm here at school, and it is my second week back. This week we are working on doing conferences with parents. So we have scheduled, which I shared with you in my last video, how we had to schedule individual times to meet with our parents and students just to update them on what the year's going to look like and how we're going to roll things out, and where they could pick up materials and look around the classroom. Just kind of give them an easy entrance back into coming to school. So yesterday I had 4 conferences, and it was different. It was different than the normal open house. Some of my parents seemed excited and really ready for their children to get back into school, because they feel like being at school with the teacher is really essential, really important. There were a few nervous feelings, and to be expected. And as I went home, I just reflected on the fact that it's going to be really important for me to make sure that they feel at ease, they feel comfortable with their child being here in this classroom, and not just the normal parent anxiety, but just feeling like there's a safe environment, that we're doing everything that we can to make things safe for their child as they return back to school. And so it's just a different conversation. I'm not spending as much time talking about what we're going to be learning, which is sad, I think, really. We're having to spend more time talking about, you know, what we're going to be doing in our class all day, and how we're going to be wearing our masks, and when we travel, what that's going to look like, and if we go to total remote, what that's going to look like. So that's it's been an interesting journey so far. Today I have 5 more conferences that are spread out throughout the day. My last one is at 5 o'clock. Today is a late night for us. I did want to share with you also a couple things that I am thinking about as I'm getting back into the swing of things. So of course we are again in person for 4 days, and then 1 day is remote right now. That could change, of course, as this whole back to school thing is very fluid. One thing I like to do for myself when I'm starting back to school, no matter what year it is, I always like to get myself a bouquet of flowers. I don't know, it just cheers me up. So for 26 years, I always buy myself some colorful flowers. So you might want to do that too, even if you're staying home. Just cheer yourself up. Buy yourself some flowers. The other thing I just ordered, I really did order this. I've been on the fence about it. I don't know if you can see this, but I am on Amazon, and I am thinking about a voice amplifier. So I've been on the fence about it because I didn't really want to spend the money. It's about 40 bucks. I didn't know if I wanted to sink 40 bucks into a little mini microphone that would project my voice out. However, when I was talking to parents yesterday, all day with that mask on, it was really hard to communicate and talk without my mask just sliding down constantly. So when I went home, I said, you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and make that purchase. So this morning I came in, I found a voice amplifier for about $27, and I did see the reviews were good, and there was a teacher review. The teacher did get it for the same reason, to be able to amplify her voice under her mask, and she said it worked really, really well. So I pulled the trigger and made that purchase. So, you know, it may be something, again, if you're returning back to school and you're wearing that mask, talking in the mask, projecting your voice, I think that's going to be difficult all day long. So I think the voice amplifier may help that. I will keep you posted on that. All right, so the rest of my day is going to be filled with conferences. I'm going to do some more planning and thinking about things I want to do with my students on those first days back. I definitely thought too about doing assessments right away on not the first day, but the second day that I have with each group. You know, just pulling them and seeing, do they know their alphabet letters? Can they read them? Can they write them? Their numbers. So just some basic assessments just to get a feel for what they have retained since the long break that we've had. All right, I will keep you posted how the journey is going with this unique back to school 2020. Hey, it's Friday and I'm here at school. I am working through the end of week 2. This week's been focused on planning and meeting or conferencing with families. We scheduled each family to come in at a time. I kind of bumpered 1 hour for each group. It's not taking that long, but I did give that space of 1 hour. And so the families have come in. Most have come in with their children. So that's great because, you know, making those relationships and connections is really important. And that's what, you know, school is all about. So I'm so thankful that I'm able to meet with them, talk with them, and just let them look around the classroom and get a feel for what school is going to be like this year. Because I've realized that, you know, as they're coming in, they have a range of emotions. Some are really confident. They're not worried about the year. Others are sort of on the fence. They know their child needs to come back to school, but they're a little nervous about them maybe getting sick. And still others are extremely nervous. So I've realized that my job is to help them to feel comfortable with the setup that we have, and to let them know as they're bringing their number one best gift that they have. They're entrusting us here at our school with their child. You know, they need to feel comfortable with what we're doing and how we're keeping their child safe and protected as much as we can. So I know that has been very helpful. So I'm grateful that we can meet with our parents before we start. It's also given me a chance to just, you know, not teaching for a long time gets you out of practice. So I'm glad we're having this 2-week time period just to get back in the swing of things. So that's helped me, as well as I feel like it's helping the families. And I have 3 more today, so I'm glad that I can close up my week with meeting with all of my parents. So that has been a good thing. One thing that I wanted to share with you is, and I don't know if I did share this, but I wanted to show you something that I've asked my parents to bring, and some of them have already done this. When I taught summer school this summer, I realized it was really hard for the students to sit in their chairs all day. And so one thing about first grade, normally we would be up, we would be going to centers or going to a read to self area or going to the carpet to have some time up front as a group. Well, we're not doing that. So they're going to spend a lot of time in a seat. This is something they can put on the floor by their desk. If they need to sit down, stretch out, put their clipboard in their lap and do their writing, or grab their book box and read on the floor, just to get a break from sitting in that chair. And the beauty of this, they bring their own towel, they use it on the days they're here, and then they take it home. Mom can wash it and they can bring it back when they return. So I did want to share that with you. So that is something. I also wanted to show you this. I just thought this was so precious. One of my parents decided to write on their child's pencils messages, positive messages. You are loved, you are amazing. One of them said, you are special, you are one of a kind. And I just think that is so, I just thought that was so precious. I wanted to share that with you. The conferences are going well. The folders that I'm giving them, I think, have been helpful. They contain everything they need, and the parents have been comfortable just taking those on. No one has, you know, felt like they needed to stay and fill out the paperwork. So they're taking those on. I think that's helped them to feel good about the whole conference time coming in. So that has been what I have been working on this week. I do want to show you my desks. I don't know if I got that in. They are arranged. This is the distance learning look. On each desk, I've got 2 name tags, Group A, Group B, and that was, I was going to just put 1 name tag with Velcro, but the Velcro just didn't seem like it wanted to stay, so we just went with the packing tape and just taped them down. And one of my colleagues was saying that they were going to let the students leave notes to their seat buddy. I think that's a great idea. I do want to show you that a dream of mine did come true. At least partially. Well, plexiglass is here. Whoops. So we do have, I'll have to put that back together. We do have 3 of these, and this is for reading time. So when I'm doing a small group or reading with students one-on-one, I can get close to them and work with them on the reading. I mean, it can be for any skill that you need to work closely with your students. So we still will be wearing our masks, but we'll be actually able to get close with this plexiglass. You know, I've been wanting to just have these on the desks. That would be awesome. Then we could really get close with each other. So dreams do come true, and I'm excited about that. Well, I'm going to finish up my morning, and one thing also I have to do in between all those conferences, I definitely need to be organizing all of my materials for teaching. So I was able to work on my lesson plans, and these lesson plans I just adapted for the situation that we're doing now. It's not my normal plans that I would roll out, but I'm not really sure how the year is going to look with these 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days, you know. So I just kind of just made a little grid, and with my subjects and my times and just what I'm going to be doing there. So I got 2 days, and here's an awesome thing, at least for right now. What I do on Monday and Tuesday is going to be the same thing I'm going to do on Thursday, Friday. It is kind of, you know how that first day you're excited and nervous? I'm going to have 2 first days. Oh well, we'll see how that goes. So today I actually have to take those plans and then put everything together. So I have to organize all my materials. I have to get all my social studies and all of my games and everything that I need. And then I really have to think through how I'm gonna do everything without a lot of contact or without them coming up front. So I have to visualize how this learning is going to look, because it's going to look a lot different. So that is my day today. So I'm excited about next week, and I will keep you posted and let you know how things are going with our kids here some and then remote some. All right, until our next video, as always, have a good one. Stay safe and happy teaching, whether you're at school or you're at your house teaching remotely or you're at your classroom teaching remotely. I wish you a great, successful school year. All right, until next time, have a good one. Okay, I am getting ready to leave, and I wanted to close up this video showing you something that our school completed. It was at least a year project where we collected bottle lids, and then the art teacher worked with the students and they glued them on, and then she nailed them on and they arranged them. And so yesterday the project is completed. This makes my heart super happy, and that's why I love school.